Hello and welcome to Discovering Mindfulness Through Nature. I'm Indra and I'm here to tell you a little bit about mindfulness and nature and how this can really help your mental health and well-being, help you to feel calm, less stressed and anxious, and stop some of those thoughts that sometimes go circling around in your head. So if you're not sure what mindfulness is, it's simply about paying attention to the present moment. So it's about doing this with curiosity and without judgment, because when you're just in the here and now and you're not thinking about the past or worrying about the future, then your stress and anxiety levels go right down and you start to feel nice and calm and relaxed. So I'm here to show you a couple of different techniques of how you can do this. One of the most effective ways of practicing mindfulness is by engaging your senses. And nature makes this really easy for you because it's pretty much what you do naturally anyway when you're out for a walk, especially if you're out somewhere that you really love. And I love being out here in these woods. And I'm going to show you a couple of techniques to help you with engaging your senses. So that next time you go out for a walk, you can use any one of these or all of them together, whatever takes your fancy. And just know that you've got something to help you to feel really calm and get much more relaxed pretty much straight away. So before we get started, I just want you to have a quick think about how you're feeling right now. What are your thoughts and worries? So just make a quick mental note of that and then we'll get started. So let's focus first on hearing. So it's all about listening to the sounds that are around you. You can do this at home, by the way, but it's much more rewarding to do it outdoors, focusing on natural sounds. And if you want to kind of amplify the sounds so you can hear them more, you can just put your hands behind your ears. So basically it's like you've got bigger ears. It helps you, if you turn your head in different directions, it helps you to pick out some of the sounds that are around you. So try not to label these sounds that you hear, but just try to think, what type of sound is that? So is it a high-pitched sound, or is it low? Is it intermittent, or is it continuous? Is it harsh, or is it soft? And notice which direction it's coming from as well. For most of us, sight is our primary sense. So let's consciously pay attention to what our eyes are seeing and fully engage with what's here right now. Often when you're out and about, you tend to look down to stop yourself from tripping over or stumbling. And this makes sense, of course, but just think what you're missing. So I'm encouraging you to look up, look to the sides, look behind you, look close up and into the distance. Often there are dramatic clouds going by overhead, or there's some sort of amazing view behind you that you might not notice. Our eyes are equipped with special cones at the back, which allows us to tell the difference between millions of different colours. So just start noticing around you, how many different colours can you see? And how many different shades of colours? So we've got the yellows of the buttercups, there's a pink vetch, lovely white cow parsley everywhere. The dark green of a yew tree. Beautiful blue sky today. Greens of the chestnut trees. And lovely blue speedwell as well. So the more you notice, the more involved you become. And this leads to a deeper sense of connection. The type of connection you can't get from just looking at things on a screen. So just allow your curiosity to lead you. Get up close to a flower or use some binoculars to have a really good look at some of the feathers on passing birds or at shiny insects on the ground. And if your thoughts still keep bothering you and your attention is wandering back to your to-do list or to any of those unhelpful thoughts that you don't want to be thinking, then just focus in on the details. You know, the closer in you get, you go into that macro world where you can just absolutely lose yourself, and without even trying, you become calm, focused, involved, and engaged. We use our sense of touch in many different ways when we're out in nature. Feeling what's under your feet gives you a good idea of not only what the weather's been like recently, is it damp or boggy, or is it dry, but also what sort of terrain are you in. So for example, crunchy leaves, you know, you're in deciduous woodland. Sometimes we use our eyes to look at a texture. For example, this tree, the bark's obviously quite rough. You don't necessarily always stop and touch it. But it's quite interesting to notice the contrast between the rough bark and the soft moss. And then over here we've got quite a smooth tree trunk. So when you pick something up off the ground, turn it round in your hands, have a look at it from all different sides. So I've got a couple of willow catkins here, just turning them round and just ask yourself, you know, is it light or heavy? Is it soft or hard? Is it warm or cold? And then notice if the plants around you, are the leaves shiny or matte? For example, ivy's very shiny. You don't always have to have a destination for a walk though. Sometimes it's really nice just to sit and linger, soak up the smells, and just stay in one small area for a while. You might not be aware of how much smell can affect your mood. Also, recent studies show that smells might have a much more profound effect on reducing stress when compared to sights or sounds. As the sun starts to fade, there's a really strong smell of cow parsley, which is glorious. So now it's your turn. It's time for you to get out there and immerse yourself. Don't forget, you don't need an agenda. Just go out somewhere that you really love being and just lose yourself in nature. Look closely at everything around you, drink in the smells, feel the warmth of the sun on your skin, and hear the birdsong and the buzzing of the insects. Notice how calm you feel afterwards and how your thoughts just settle when you lose yourself, and discover mindfulness through nature.